Welcome to the Blender Goon. In this video we're going to do some rigging and put some bones in their own layers and change the colors of them and get everything sorted out so that we can weight paint easier. So to start out we need to unhide our armature so we can see it. So go over to your collection over here and scroll down. I have mine in extra crap, so I need to turn on my turn on my viewport for the extra stuff, and turn on my armature and turn on my star mesh body armature, and you'll get this. So to explain, first off, once you have your armature in here, we need to select the armature and up here go into pose mode. I believe you can also hit Control Tab. So Control Tab will take you in and out of pose mode if you have the armature selected. So go ahead into pose mode, and we have two different types of bones. We have our regular bones that control the body itself. So if we grab that bone and hit R, we can rotate and you can see the arm moving, but the clothes do not yet because we haven't weight painted it or rigged it. So I Control Z that. You can also do an Alt R to reset stuff. So let me turn my screencast keys on here. So R will rotate, and then if you put it there, you can do an Alt R to reset it, and then you can select all the bones and reset them also. So those bones are lowercase lettered, and then we also have volume bones like this guy, which is capital letter. Let's see, another one would be here. Right clavicle, see they have capital letters. So like I said, the lowercase letter bones, they're like your real bones, and they move your body around. The uppercase letters bones, they control the resizing in Second Life. So if you want bigger breasts or fatter hips or whatever, bigger butt, those uppercase letters control that in Second Life with the sliders. And then there's also a third set of bones, which this armature doesn't seem to be showing. But if you're messing around with Avastar with another body, you'll see them, and those are your connection bones, like your ring finger or your ear, or the stuff you attach to in Second Life, attachment bones. So before we get crazy into this stuff, I want to go ahead and separate these things into different bone layers. And to find your bone layers, you can go over here to your panel here and click the little running man. As long as you're in pose mode, you can click the little running man, and these are our bone layers up here. And we also have the viewport. I got the viewport display open because we're going to change this in a little bit. But each one of these is a different layer you can put different bones on to hide and show bones, because you can't do it up here. So the first layer has all the bones in it, and since we're in pose mode, we can select some of these bones. So I want to select these guys, and don't miss the two on the back. We're going to select all these bones and the feet bones, because we're not going to be using any of these right now. I think I got all of them. Yeah. So to put these in a different layer, you can just hit M just like you would a collection, and we just select a little dot here, and it puts those bones here. And then if you want to see them, you can select it. You can shift select to see all of them. And you can also assign colors and things to this. So if you hit bone groups here, we can select down, and I have the second one selected here. And we can hit the little plus and go ahead and assign that. And then the colors are defaults, and we can pick a color here. So we're just going to pick, I don't know, red for the back ones. And we can name this, oh, I don't know, rear bones. So Celestine just yelled at me about coloring these red because I guess Avastar and stuff uses red for volume bones, I think. So we're going to change these to a different color. Let's do green. So we're going to go ahead and ignore these because we don't need them anymore. So we're just going to click on our front layer again, and I will leave that bone group open. Scroll down here and go to viewport display. And we have octahedral here, but there's bones hidden inside of bones. Like under this neck bone here, there's another bone. I'm also going to put these head bones in another one. So I'm just going to go ahead and select those. All of them except this bone. Don't get this bone. And we're going to make another bone group. Rename it head. Hit M. Put it on, we'll put it below here. So that's this one here. So we select it. The protected layers, just ignore those because you can't do nothing with them anyhow. So we're selecting that one. And we're going to assign it. And we'll make it green also because it's just going to be another hidden one. And we'll go back to our front one. So that got rid of the bones that we're not going to be using right now. And we can go down here. We're going to change our display as octahedral to stick. That way we can select these bones that are inside the other bones. So this little guy here. See, that's the neck volume bone. So we're going to make our volume bones red. So I can go ahead and hit the plus here. We're going to call this volume bones. We'll change our color to red. And we can assign that one bone. And we'll put these in another collection when we're done here. So you want to find all the bones with capital letters. So R clavicle, and you can shift select these. And it's going to be these loose hanging bones for the most part. So left upper arm, right upper arm, right pec, left pec. I don't think those two are. Right handle, left handle. Is this belly? Yep, belly. Don't know about those ones yet. We'll check those in a minute. Right upper leg, left upper leg. Then we got these ones back here. Right lower leg, left lower leg. And for now, we're going to go ahead and assign those to that bone group. So click assign, and they should all turn red. And I will check for some more here. So we got a few more. So on the hands, there's one. This is little guy here. And little guy over here. Whoop, not that one. Nope, that one. Oh my God. Go away. So we got those two. This bone is a lower level, but it's part of the wings. It's a wing root, so we don't need him. We're going to put him in that other collection, but we do need this guy. We also need the upper back.
Careful. The M chest is not a volume bone. Only the chest. See that little one you had down there? That one.
Oh.
That one there is M chest.
And as you can hear, Celestine's yelling at me again. So we don't need that one. This one we do need, though. So we got the upper back. We got the chest. We got the two hands. And you can just select on these. The pelvis is uppercase. The butt is uppercase. The groin is not, so we don't need that one. Maybe some in the feet down here. Left foot and right foot. And I think I've got them all. Nope. There's one here also. And there's one over here also, if I can get it. There, got it. Right lower arm. So we got all those. We're going to assign those to our volume bones also, so they all turn red. This guy here is part of our wings, so we can put it in our rear bones. So assign it to the rear bones. And also hit M and put it in the collection we had it in. That way it disappears. That's the M chest, so that's good. Lower back, we missed it. So volume bones. Assign that. Did we make a volume bones? No. No, we've got the head and stuff. So the volume bones we're going to need here. So we can go back here. So volume bones. I'm going to hit select and select them all. Hit M, and I'm just going to put those in the fourth or the third group here. So that's there. So now that's all the volume bones. So now if we go here, we should have nothing but lowercase bones, and you can go through and check them all and double check. So I'm going to move that that head group and the back group like over here somewhere so that they're not in my way. So just select on one of the layers and hit M, and you can just pick another hole. So I put those over here, and the head bones, I'm gonna hit M and put those over here beside it. Maybe. There we go. I had to hit A to select them all. So now we have these two, and I'm just going to go ahead and move this one over to the second layer there. So now we have both sets of bones because we need these to weight paint. And the regular bones now, I'm going to go ahead and change the color of those. So we're going to name these main bones. Assign it and give it a blue color. A. Assign. There we go. So now we have our red and blue bones, so we can tell what's all what when we're adjusting stuff. Now that we have all that sorted out, we can go ahead and do the easy part, which is rigging the clothes to the armature. So go back in object mode, and select the armature, then select the mesh, and then click Control P. And we are going to do none of this because that was the wrong direction. There we go. So mesh, then armature. And we are going to do with empty groups. And with empty groups gives you, if you select the mesh and go to your modifiers, it gives you an armature modifier. So before we go doing anything else, we need to put our hands on because she ain't got no hands. The reason I want to do the hands is because the shirt may extend past the edge of the arm, and if it does, you won't get any weights out here, or they'll just be wrong weights. So I'm going to go ahead and unhide my hands, and I'm going to select my hands and then select my body and do a Control J, and that joins the hands to the body. So now everything's connected, and we can transfer weights from this. If you do some pants, you want to add your feet too, so do the same thing with the feet. So the next thing we need to do to get this thing moving with the body, because right now it's not, is actually add some weights to it, because we did empty groups. And if you go down here to the little green triangle, which is object data properties, you can see all of our groups here. And if we move this up and slide this down, you can see there's a ton of them. I mean, absolute ton of them. One nice thing that I noticed is it didn't add the wings and tail and all that because we don't have those in the layer. That's nice because in my old workflow I had to go through, and there's a little drop down here, and you have to delete all those if you do it without hiding those. So this is good. So pull this back down. But all these groups, they don't have any weights added to them. They're just there. Pull that back up because I need to shrink that again. There we go. So to get weights on this thing, we go to the wrench here, which is our modifiers tab, and add a modifier. And at the top here, and if you don't see it, you have to move your mouse up so that because there's a little arrow that moves up and down. Grab a data transfer. It's the top left modifier, and add it to the data layer. And you can go ahead and move that above the armature for now. And we are going to not put this where I put it. Make sure you have your mesh selected. I have the body selected, so go ahead and delete that. Select your mesh and then add the data transfer. On the data transfer, we're going to move it up above the armature. We're going to take our source picker and we are going to select the body. We are going to go to vertex data and check that and hit the little drop down for it. We're going to do vertex group, and we're going to change the mapping to nearest face interpolated. And then Celestine likes to hit generate layers. I don't. We haven't found out who's better, but I don't click it. You guys can. You can try it both ways. and see what works best for you. And once you're done with that, you can go ahead and apply this. And now, if you select your armature and go into pose mode, like I said, that's Control Tab to go into pose mode. Select a bone and rotate it. Your clothing will move with your body. We can test it out here, so I'm going to go into front view and just rotate this down a little bit and move around and check it out. And you see we got a little issue here, but it looks like it's probably okay. Grab another bone and rotate it. And probably not that one. Yeah, torso. Rotate it, see how it's looking. Look for any poke throughs and stuff that you might see. And everything's looking kind of okay. You can hit A to select all and hit Alt R and reset everything. And now we can export this guy and see what she's looking like. We need to go into object mode, select our mesh, go to File, Export, Collada DAE, and we're not using Avastar, so we could just use regular Collada, and this is the non-Avastar, non-Bento buddy version of the mesh. So I'm going to rename this to YouTube shirt. I'm going to do operator presets rigged. We are going to include the shape keys, uncheck our copy, go to extra, and keep bind info. And I believe that's everything. And then we can go ahead and export our shirt to wherever you want to export it to. I'm just going to export it on a desktop. And then jump into Second Life, and we have Celestine here to test our shirt for us because I don't want to put on a girl avatar. Say hello, Celeste. Or maybe she don't want to say hello. So we're going to go to build. There she is. Upload. Mesh model. YouTube shirt. And it should come in looking fairly decent. We're going to change our lowest to 0. Put a physics model on it. Just a cube is fine. And that breaks it. Yay. Go to rigging. And we do include joint positions, correct, Celeste? Oh, it says too many skin joints. No, okay. Oh, only for custom rigs, okay. This doesn't look right, though. Something's not right. But it did say we had too many bones. Celeste says it's good, so we're going to calculate weights and fees. Sure failed and turn our server out. Okay, let's try that again. No.
I think the beta grid has some issues.
Yeah, the beta grid may have some issues. I'm going to check my, oh, we still got our hind legs and stuff. Okay. So we need to delete those. So you can type in the little search, like I said, the search is down here. So go here and type in hind and enter. And then we can select this one and just remove all the hind legs. We need face also. So all the bones are still there, so we do got to get rid of them. So we're doing hind, face, and there's lots of them, so just keep deleting them all. Wing, not eating, wing. And tail. So you need to get rid of the hind legs, the wings, the tail, and the face weights. So that's under the weight menu under vertex groups. And you can just search those, and then that leaves us with those. Now we can export this guy again. File, export, Collada. Since we've changed all this, we don't need to change it again. I'm going to save it right over top of the old one. So just export Collada again. And we can kill this and try that again. Upload, mesh model, YouTube shirt. Change that to 0. Physics, cube. And Celeste says we don't need to include that. Still looks broken to me, Celeste. Calculate weights and fees. And we still have an internal error.
She's looking broken because she's being shown on your avatar with your animations right now.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
Fair enough. I thought it always come in straight.
Yeah, in T-pose, they changed something in the Firestone, so you can actually see it animating a little bit there.
Ah, that's what was confusing me, but I do not know why it's... I think the beta grid is broken. So that last upload, it worked just fine. It was just a test grid, beta grid, messing with me. So we jumped into the regular grid, and I uploaded the shirt just the same way I did in the test grid. And this is the results we get, and it's not bad. I like to make my clothes fit underneath the stuff that I've already made, so we made these pants. So I'll probably push that in to make it work better. We've got normal issues. Like there's a little poke through right there. Teeny tiny little poke through. If you hit Control 0, you can zoom in. See it? And Control 9 gets you back out of it. We also have some creasing right here. This is just due to smoothness. And we have the poke throughs under the arms that are typical. And this pose stand is fun, and we can move her around. So let's put her in T-pose. T-pose should look perfect because it's perfect on the rig. We can bend the arms, and you can see we get a lot of poke throughs here. So this stuff will have to fix either the weight painting or how close the mesh is, and straighten that out. The arms look a little goofy on the ends too. I'll have to figure out what that issue. That's probably weight painting issue though. Shouldn't be too bad to fix. Let's see what else we got. Sticking straight out here. Yeah, see there's underarm stuff. The back's looking fine. Can we bend her? Flip her legs up. Man, that ain't doing nothing. Let's try some of these. Get her shoulders moving a little bit. Oh yeah, we got lots of poke throughs. Lots of stuff going on. Whole lot of stuff going on. So we've got lots of stuff to fix here. The bottom's moving pretty good though. So that doesn't look bad. Get her neck moving around, make sure nothing's getting pulled too hard there. So that's looking okay. Getting a little poke through right there. But if we put a collar and stuff on it, it won't be too bad. And what we're doing with this, just to go over it again, is this is going to be our mesh that we want to get as perfect as possible. That way when we make other clothing, we can use this mesh to transfer the weights from instead of the body, so that everything will be fixed already. And hopefully you have less issues to mess with. Let's do a slow run and see what it looks like. And for the most part, it's not too horrible. Just normal issues and stuff. And if you want to be lazy, you can, fix this stuff up here. But the underarm stuff, a lot of people just hide at the elbow stuff. They just hide the body itself in the body's HUD. But I like to fix the stuff as best we can anyway. So let's try to tackle some of these issues. The first issue I want to tackle is the shirt poking through the pants. If you're going to make clothes and want them to fit together, I would suggest if you make the pants like we did, when you make the shirt, put the pants in the file. That way you can make sure the shirt goes under the pants and vice versa. Like if you make a shirt first, when you make pants, keep in mind that you're going to have pants and you either want it to go inside or outside the pants. That way you can adjust. Maybe the pants can be a little wider at the top or the shirt can be a little lower. For me, I'm just going to cut the thing off because it's not gonna fit under my pants. I don't want to fight with it. The weights all look good on it, so I ain't worried about the weighting issue there. But I'm just gonna cut it off and make it like a little belly shirt. That way, I don't have to fight with that. For the elbows and stuff, if we jump back into Blender and go into top view and go into X-ray mode and take a look at the elbow, you can see I'm really close to the elbow, so we can grab that mesh and just pull it out. Maybe add a loop cut there also. Couple loop cuts to make the elbow bend a little bit easier. So let's add a couple loop cuts. So we're close here. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll add a loop cut here. And on number 8. And then on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here and here. And then we can grab the vertexes here. And on the other side. Which should be these ones. Is that right? Yep. And turn off snapping. I was just checking to make sure my snapping didn't snap those through the top here. Go back into top view, turn on proportional editing, hit G and X, scroll your mouse wheel in a whole bunch because it's way too big. Ah, there's my controller. So G, X, and we can just pull that out a little bit. Maybe not in that spot. Maybe one spot over. Right on the corner of the elbow there. G, X, and just slide it out a little bit. And I'm just rolling my mouse wheel to give it a little more influence. And we're going to do the front also. I'm going to select those before I deselect the other ones. And then I'm going to hit C and just deselect those. And hit C and deselect those. And then we're just going to move this out a little. Actually, we might not need to. Just checking to see how close stuff is. It should be okay there. Yeah, that's not horrible. The broken sleeves was actually my mesh, not the not the weight painting. So I need to fix that. I'm just kind of moving stuff around here to fix the issues. Because clearly I didn't check that stuff. And if you want to, you guys can, you know, now that I got the hands attached, you can extrude the sleeves out down to here and just go back and re-weight paint it. Or not re-weight paint it, re-rig it. Try to fix a couple of the issues with the mesh itself, and then delete all the vertex groups and stuff. And I'll show you how to do that later. But yeah, if you want to fix your mesh, go ahead and fix your mesh. Because if there's stuff that's close or stuff that's poking out, like back here, I didn't like how far it was flared out. So you could, you know, grab at the center. It is the center. Good. We can do some proportional editing on that. Oh, that's why. Not too close though. But like I said, we're going to delete those anyhow. I was just showing you that you can, mess with some of this stuff and get it pushed in a little bit. You can also go into sculpting and push it in a little bit if you need to. Their shoulders were poking through also, so I'm going to go into front view. And if you look, they're just really tight. There's the outline. So like stuff like this is just tight. So we can pull some of that up. It's just missing some geometry here, so we can just move it up a little bit to compensate for it. So I'm going to select my mesh. I'm going to grab this one. I'm going to grab that one over there too. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we'll grab those and grab those. And just do a GZ with proportional editing. Oh, well, we do not need either. We're going to have a solidify on this thing, so as long as we get it pulled up away a little bit, it should be fine. Once we add our solidify onto it, I'll go ahead and do that so you guys can see what it's going to do. After we weight painted everything, then we solidify it. And that's going to add thickness to it. So something like that. So we'll have some thickness to it. So it's not looking weird. But for now we're not doing that. So I've got those pulled up away a little bit. Check it again here. That's a little better. Yeah, that should be okay. We could even move it up a little more if we need to. We'll have to check it out. Let's check in SecondLife. And oh, she's gotten off the pose stand somehow. The armpit areas and stuff, we can check that out. Like I said, this here just needs smoothed out. We'll get into that in a little bit when we start actually weight painting. Right now we're just fixing mesh issues that we can. Let's take a look at the underarm area. I don't think there's a whole lot we can do with that, because it's not that close. So we will leave that be for now. So I wanted to show you guys how to fix these sleeves because it's going to get a little tricky. So if you select this ring here and go into front view, I'm just going to hit a GY and with proportional editing off. GY and stretch this out to where I want it. And then I'm just going to add a loop cut. to, make everything even again. And then if you go into UV editing, you have to do the same with the other side. But if you go into UV editing and hit A on here, you can see all your mesh. And I'm going to kill my, actually, yeah, I'm going to kill this. I'm going to go over here and hit Z and go into material preview. And I'm going to hide my overlays so I can see what's going on. And you can see how the texture got stretched. So to fix this, I'm just going to grab this, well, grab them both, and hit G, Y, and move them up. And then the problem is right here. So we just need to stretch these guys out. So G, Y, and move them down until they're roughly the same size as the other one. And that's how you fix your UV there. And then make sure your UV's back on the space here. But you have to do it with both sides. So now our UVs are fixed for this. And back to layout. I wanted to show you how to get rid of everything off of here so you can do the data transfer again. I'm just going to show you how to get rid of everything. Select your mesh, go to the modifiers tab, and we're just going to kill the armature off of make sure you're killing it off of the mesh itself. Then we can go to the orange square, which is our object properties, go to relations, and we can hit this X on the parent, kill the parent, and go to our data properties. And we're just going to hit the little drop down here in the middle and delete all groups. And now you can go through the process of selecting your mesh, then select your armature, Control P with empty groups again, then select your mesh again, go to your modifiers properties, hit the drop down, add your data transfer, and move it to the top again. Select your body, check vertex data, hit the drop down for it, select vertex groups, change your mapping to nearest face interpolated, and go ahead and apply that. And then you'll need to go back to your vertex groups and delete your hind legs, face, tail, and wings again, like we did before. And then you should be good to go. So for the bottom, I'm going to leave the bottom on here because I'm turning this into an entire bodysuit. I have, pants and socks already made, and they all connect to each other. And well, apparently I've messed some stuff up there, but I can fix that. But I want to make a full bodysuit. That way I can weight paint everything and have something to transfer weights from. But if you're actually going to, I would suggest you do the same thing. But when I turn that into a shirt, I'm definitely going to cut the bottom off. I'll just, go in here and take out a couple of those and just delete the faces. And that'll shorten it up. I'll probably move that up a little bit so that the belly button's showing and the pants will be on there. Where's my pants? So it'll be something like that. But I'm going to end the video here before it gets too crazy long. I hope you learned something. If you did, like and subscribe, and we will get into the weight painting and stuff very soon. I'm going to get that video out as fast as possible. We'll see you in the next one, guys.